Hello all, welcome to the program Know Your Government by Ekam IAS, an initiative where a government scheme is picked upon, elaborated and is followed by a question which is in line with the UPSC pattern. Today we will look into a scheme which is known as Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Shramev Jayate Karyakram. Shramev Jayate Karyakram. So that's a scheme in which we are going to look for the day. This is a program by the Ministry of Labour and Employment. A program by the Ministry of Labour and Employment, and this scheme was launched in the year 2014. Now, the main objective of the scheme is to create an environment which is basically more conducive for industrial development and doing business. So, create an environment which is conducive for the industrial development as well as doing the ease of or doing business with ease in our nation is one of the key and primary objective of Shramev Jayate Karyakram. Now, along with that, it has got one more aspect which is including expanding government support to impart skill training for the workers. So, an element of imparting skill training for the workers is also one of the other component in Shramev Jayate Karyakram. So, two key components. One is to promote a conducive environment for industrial development as well as also to ensure that there is an skill training also happening for the workers in our nation. Now, under this scheme, it has got basically 5 main schemes under this initiative. Now, what are all the 5 schemes? First one is something which is known as a dedicated Shram Suvidha portal. Shram Suvidha portal, and all new random inspection scheme. So, random inspection scheme is the second one. Third one is the initiative of universal account number, UAN initiative, universal account number. Fourth one is apprentice Protsahan Yojana, apprentice Protsahan Yojana, and last one is something which is known as revamped Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, revamped Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. So, 5 initiatives: Shram Suvidha portal, random inspection scheme, universal account number or the UAN initiative, apprentice Protsahan Yojana, as well as Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. We will now quickly glance through each one of this. Shram Suvidha portal is an portal which is having some key features, and first key feature of that one is it is having something which is known as LIN or unique labor identification number. Unique labor identification number, and that will be allotted to different units who are functioning to facilitate the online registration of different industrial units in our nation. So, unique labor identification number for different units is one of the key functionality in the Shram Suvidha portal. Second one is that self-certified and simplified single online return is now possible to be facilitated through the Shram Suvidha portal. So, previously if a unit wants to give the tax return, they have to fill in many different forms. So, close to 16 forms is what they needed to fill. Now, it all has been integrated into a single form, and that is even now the return can now be made through the Shram Suvidha portal. So, that is the second initiative under the Shram Suvidha portal. Now, mandatory uploading of inspection reports. So, when a labor inspector have made an inspection in a particular labor site, it is now mandatory that within 72 hours of the inspection reports has to be uploaded in the Shram Suvidha portal, so that at a centralized level the data can be easily accessed and used. Then next one is the initiative of grievance redressal mechanism. Grievance redressal mechanism. So, timely redressal of grievances will be ensured with the help of the portal. So, 4 key ambit of Shram Suvidha portal is: first one is regarding the labor identification number. Now, self-certified and simplified online single online return aspect is the second one. Third one is the mandatory uploading of the labor inspection reports within 72 hours, and last but not least is the idea of a grievance redressal mechanism which is being facilitated through the Shram Suvidha portal, so that any units which is having grievance in terms of the labor part can now be addressed in a much effective manner. Now, the second one is regarding the inspection scheme or the All India new random inspection scheme. Now, under this one, serious matters. So serious matters are to be covered under the mandatory inspection list. So for a unit which is going to start its operation, there are some basic key things, say for example, like the waste management part. Has it got sufficient waste management or the industrial waste management? So that is something which we cannot have a compromise at all. One. Second thing is regarding the safety of the laborers. So all those things which are very important, so those things are now coming under the mandatory inspection list under this initiative. Whereas the computerized list of inspections will be generated. So there will be a computerized based list where which the inspections in those areas or those domains need to be done, and that will be randomly based upon the predetermined objective criteria is wherein which we will be having a computerized list of inspection as well. Now, next one is compliance based inspection. Third one is regarding a particular industrial unit, a general public or an employee or a citizen has got a complaint, then they are now free to register that complaint. So based on that complaint, an inspection would be done. So that is something which is known as complaints based inspection, and that too now will also be determined centrally under the new initiative. Then there will be provision for emergency list for inspection of serious cases in specific circumstances. So when something unexpected has happened, there should be or there is an emergency in place, there should be certain parameters which has to be inspected so that can be closed off very easily. So that is something which is coming under the emergency list of inspections, as well as a transparent inspection scheme will provide a check on the arbitrariness in compliance mechanism. So the key idea behind this new random inspection scheme is to ensure that the industries are functioning in a very effective and efficient and sustainable manner in our nation. So that is regarding the random inspection scheme. Next is regarding the universal account number. Universal account number. Now the key part is this is that complete information of the subscribers of EPF, that is the Employee Provident Fund, has been centrally compiled and digitized, and a UAN has been allotted to all. So for each of the employees regarding their PF part, that is now linked to something which is known as a UAN or universal account number. So once an employee is switching from different companies or from different organizations, his PF part can now also be transferred based on this UAN details. Now, the other thing in which they have ensured to have a sustainability in this initiative is to ensure that this UAN is being seeded with the bank account and the Aadhaar card. UAN is being seeded with the bank account and the Aadhaar card. Now, this will ensure portability of the social security benefits of the employees or laborers of organized sectors across jobs and across geographic areas. That is one of the key benefit of this initiative. That is ensuring portability of the social security benefits for the laborers. Then the EPF account of employee will now be updated monthly, and at the same time he or she will be informed about the updation through an SMS. So more advanced technological communication to employees is again happening as a result of this UAN initiative or the universal account number initiative. Now, the minimum pension for employees has been introduced for the first time under this initiative. Minimum pension is now being seeded at ₹1,000. So that the minimum pension is being seeded under the initiative of Shramev Jayate Karyakram, as well as wage ceiling has been raised from ₹6,500 to the minimum wage ceiling has been raised to ₹15,000 per month. So that is again one of the key benefit for the laborers. Next is regarding the Apprentice Protsahan Yojana. Apprentice Protsahan Yojana. As the word would suggest, that is an initiative which is basically promoting apprenticeship in industry organizations. So under this one, what is happening is enhancing the rate of stipend and indexing it to minimum wages of semi-skilled workers. So the idea of increasing the stipend is something which has been listed under the Apprenticeship Protsahan Yojana, as well as the government will support especially the manufacturing units and other establishment by reimbursing 50% of the stipend paid to the apprentices during the first 2 years of their training. So government is also now going to pump money so that the stipend paid to apprentice people are increased and that will be refunded to the respective companies. Now, other thing is the basic training component, mainly a classroom training component, which is more or less in line with the scientifically designed curriculum, is also given to apprenticeship people so that their skill level is also enhanced. And in that one, the MSMS, that is the micro and small medium enterprises, will be supported financially by the government in this initiative. Then, revamped Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, it would basically involve introducing a smart card for the workers in the unorganized sector with the details of 2 or more social security schemes. So, a smart card provision with the details of respective social security benefits for the employees is something which has been put up under the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. So, these are all some of the key features of the scheme when the scheme has been implemented or when it started its operation since 2014. Now, other thing is, we all would have heard a term which is known as the ITIs. ITIs basically means Industrial Training Institutes. ITIs has played a pivotal role in enhancing the skill set or the skill segment of different employees across our nation. So, what they are now going to do is, the ITIs have in fact brought lot of name and fame in the country and abroad, because the Indian laborers who are working in abroad are regarded highly skillful because of lot of the IT related training which they are undergoing in our nation or which they have undergone in our nation. It is proposed to compile the success stories of the ITIs and ITI pass outs and publish it in a print or electronic form, so that these success stories will motivate more and more new youngsters to come up and join the different ITIs. The successful ITI graduates are also to be projected as national brand ambassadors of vocational training. So, that is how the scheme is focusing upon a conducive environment for doing business in our nation, as well as the second ambit of providing skill training and focusing upon the skill developmental part. The ITI's focus has been something which is being through this initiative, the government is trying to project ITIs to a larger segment of people. This will be taken as a communicator and catalyst, taking the message of ITI vocational training to every section of society, taking the message of ITI and vocational training to every section of the society. So, that is the crux of this initiative of Shramev Jayate Karyakram. We will now see a question which is based on this. With reference to Shramev Jayate Karyakram, which of the following statements given below is or are correct? First one, this is a scheme by the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. We have seen that this is not a scheme by MSME Ministry, but this is a scheme by the Ministry of Labour and Employment. So, which is making the first statement false. So, first statement false means we can eliminate option A as well as we can eliminate option C. So, we are left with option B and option D. The second statement is UAN or the Universal Account Number Initiative is related to this. As we have seen in detail, yes, this scheme has got a linkage to the UAN initiative. So, which is making the second statement true. So, the correct answer is option B2 only. Thank you so much.